What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, and if y'all have been living under a rock, let me inform you that Umbreon has been the hottest Pokemon of the year. No doubt. Lately, we've been seeing record high Umbreon Pokemon card sales. So Umbreon, as of right now, is definitely the new Charizard of the Pokemon TCG. A few years ago, I did a top 10 most expensive Umbreon Pokemon cards video. I fear that that video has been severely outdated by now, especially in recent times, so I thought we should freshen up the list with a new top 10 most expensive, with a few honorable mention cards, of course. Now, for this top 10 list, I will only be including cards that have sold within the past year, so that we can keep this list up to date. If you love Umbreon or Pokemon cards in general, do give this video a like, and don't forget to be a subscriber if you're not already. I would really appreciate it. I'm really trying to get to 30,000 subs. We are almost there. So, without further ado, let's jump into this top 10 most expensive list. Starting off with the number 10 most expensive Umbreon card, it would have to be the Holo Umbreon from Aquapolis. That is most recently sold in auction as a PSA 10 for $2,190. And it's no secret that E-Series Holos are typically very expensive, and this Umbreon here is no exception. It doesn't quite hit as hard as the Skyridge Umbreon, in my opinion, but it's still an amazing card and the number 10 most expensive on our list. Coming in number 9 most expensive would have to be this Umbreon EX from Unseen Forces, that in PSA 10 had a most recent sale of about $4,200. Compared to some of the Umbreons on our list, this one is fairly low pop, only having 38 PSA 10 copies at the time of this sale. So the Umbreon EX here is the number 9 most expensive card of the year. Coming in at number 8, we have that Skyridge Umbreon that I was talking about. However, this one is graded a CGC 10 pristine and has most recently sold on eBay for about $4,300. And this one, in my opinion, is one of the top 3 best Umbreon arts in the entire hobby. It's beautiful. You always gotta love seeing the moon in the background, you know? So this one right here is the number 8 most expensive card overall. Coming in number 7, we have a Japanese XY Pokemon Gym Promo Umbreon card. That in PSA 10 has sold most recently in auction for about 4,950 big ones. Some of these Japanese XY promos go for some buku bucks, like this Umbreon right here. It is definitely a unique art that you do not see on the English side, which is probably why it's the number 7 most expensive on our list. Coming in 6th place, we actually have a tie between 2 cards. We have this 2013 black and white promo from the Sylveon collection that is sold as a PSA 10 for $5,160. And then we have the most recent sale of the Umbreon as a BGS 10 black label, which has also sold for $5,160. Now, even though the PSA 10 copy of this card has been reaching record heights as of recently, selling for around $1,400, the black label will always reign supreme, even though over a year ago it was selling for $12,000, that infamous $12,000 black label sale. But most recently, this card has sold for a little bit over $5,100. Which brings me to the number 5 most expensive Umbreon card. It is yet again a Umbreon, but this one here is the Japanese Vmax version as a black label. I have on good authority was listed for $12,000, ended up selling for a cool $10K. That's right, folks, $10,000 for this black label card. And this artwork right here has become one of the most iconic arts in this entire hobby, which is amazing because this card's only a couple years old, but it has taken the Pokemon TCG world by storm. This one right here is the number 5 most expensive Umbreon card of all time. Coming in at number 4, we have the rookie Umbreon card from the WotC era. The first edition Umbreon Holo from Neo Discovery has recently sold as a CGC 10 pristine for $7,600, but has also sold as a PSA 10 very recently for $10,500. This is easily the best card from Neo Discovery. It's easy to see why, and it's the number 4 most expensive card on our list. Getting down to the final three, the third most expensive Umbreon of all time would have to be the Gold Star Umbreon from the Pop Series 5. This card is a PSA 10, had once sold a few years ago for $20,000, but the most recent sale of this card was for about $13,200. And man, Gold Star cards, especially in PSA 10, always go for an absolute premium. This Umbreon right here is the number 3 most expensive card. The number 2 most expensive Umbreon was actually sold via Heritage Auctions. It was this Daisuke Club 7200 point promo card that sold as a PSA 10 for $32,500. And we all know that these promo cards, these trophy cards, are very, very limited, especially as a PSA 10, which is why this lands the number 2 spot on our list. Before we get to the number 1 craziest, most expensive Umbreon card, let's go over several honorable mentions. Here we have a BGS 10 Black Label 25th Anniversary Japanese Gold Star Umbreon that is recently sold for $705. Here is a Japanese Full Art Umbreon EX from the Fates Collide, or the Japanese Fates Collide set, sold for $1,325 recently. Here is a Black Label Umbreon GX from Hidden Fates that is sold in auction for about $1,800. Earlier in the video, we discussed the PSA 10 copy of this card, but it's worth noting that a CGC 10 Gem Mint copy of the Umbreon EX from Unseen Forces sells for about $1,825. Here's an Umbreon Holo from Call of Legends that sold as a PSA 10 for $1,860. Here is the Umbreon Holo from Undaunted that very recently sold for $1,925, along with this PSA 10 Japanese Karen's Umbreon that is sold for $1,975. Which brings me to the number 1 most expensive Umbreon of all time. It is this 2005 Japanese Play Promo 70,000 point Gold Star Umbreon that in PSA 10 had a record-breaking sale back about 2 months ago for $180,000, putting it on par pretty much with a PSA 10 first edition base set Charizard in terms of value. This gem right here is the number 1 most expensive Umbreon card of all time. That concludes our list, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What's your favorite Umbreon card of all time? Please leave a comment about that as well. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. That's all I got for you today. I wanted to refresh the list here, so let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in my next one.